Hello, good day. I'm your teacher Des. For this lesson, we have the domain and range of function. Again, I welcome you all to Teacher Des 2U's channel. For today's lesson, at the end of this lesson, the learner should be able to first identify a function as being a linear, quadratic, polynomial, rational, or radical. Another is find the domain and range of different types of function. And lastly, find the domain and range of a function represented by its graph. We first define what is the domain of a function. When I say domain of a function, it is the set of all values of the independent variable x that have corresponding values of the dependent variable y. For example, consider the function f has the values or has the ordered pairs or has the set of negative 1, 1, 1 and 1, negative 2, 4, 2 and 4. The domain of the f is the set of containing all the first coordinate. So, v is equal to, the domain is equal to negative 1, 1, negative 2, and 2. As to consider the function again of f or the set of ordered pairs, which is negative 1, 1, 1 and 1, negative 2, 4, 2 and 4, the range of the f is the set of containing all the second coordinates. So, the range are of 1 and 4. For the linear function, a function that has a degree of 1 and whose graph is straight line, and the domain and the range of a linear function are both the set of real numbers. For example, the function f of x is equal to x minus 7, and the g of x is equal to f of x plus 4. Both are linear function. Since, in our definition, linear function is a function that has a degree of 1 and whose graph is a straight line. The degree of the function is 1. That is why it is an example of a linear function. For quadratic function, when we say quadratic function, it is a function that has a degree of 2 and whose graph is a parabola, and the domain of a quadratic function is the set of real numbers. For example, the function f of x is equal to x squared minus 3x, and the g of x is equal to 2x squared minus x plus 1 are quadratic functions. The function f of x is equal to x cubed plus 1 and g of x is equal to 3x cubed minus 2x plus 1 are both polynomial functions. The constant, linear, and quadratic functions are also polynomial functions. For the rational function, it is a function that can be expressed as a ratio of two polynomials. The domain of the rational function is the set of real numbers except the zeros of its denominator. Let's say, for example, the function f of x is equal to 3 divided by x plus 1 and g of x is equal to x plus 2 divided by x minus 2 are both rational functions. The domain of f of x is the set of all real numbers except negative 1. Remember, the domain of a rational function is the set of real numbers except the zeros of its denominator. To get the zeros of its denominator, you need to equate the value or the given expression on the denominator. So let's say, for example, on f of x is equal to 3 divided by x plus 1, we need to equate x plus 1 by 0 to get the restriction or the 0 of its denominator. For the given g of x is equal to x plus 2 over x minus 2, the domain of g of x is the set of all real numbers except 2. Again, we need to know the zeros of its denominator for us to know the restriction of the given function. Radical function. When we say radical function, that contains a radical expressions. The domain of a radical function is the set of real numbers, except those that make the radicand or the radicals with even index negative. Example, the functions f of x is equal to the square root of x minus 2 and the g of x is equal to the cube root of 3x plus 1 are example of a radical function. So what do you think are the domain of your f of x and the domain of g of x? So, when we find the domain and the range of the function f of x is equal to 7 minus 3. So the solution will be, or the answer, is the function f of x is equal to 7 minus 3x is an example of a linear function. So the domain and the range of a linear function are both the set of the real numbers. Therefore, the domain of the function f of x is equal to 7 minus 3 is the set of all real numbers, and its range is also the set of all real numbers. For example number 2, find the domain and the range of f of x is equal to the square root of 3x minus 4. For this solution, for a square root function to be defined, the radicand must be non-negative. For example, greater than or equal to 0. So, it would be 3x minus 4 is greater than or equal to 0. Then 3x is greater than or equal to 4. Then we have x is greater than or equal to 4 over 3. Therefore, the domain of the function is the set of x such that x is greater than or equal to 4 over 3, and its range is the set of y such that y is greater than or equal to 0, since the principal square root of the number is always non-negative. So, if you have any question, you can PM me or have a direct message on me. Do not be afraid, for all the questions and concern to be addressed. Thank you for watching. I hope you can learn from my simple video lesson. All together, let's have happiness in learning. Do not forget to please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates on lesson video. Again, I am your teacher Des Tuyo. Good morning.